Infested planet. Is it worth a buy? Let's read. Command a team of 5 elite soldiers against an alien horde of 100,000. Surrounded on all sides, you must outmaneuver and outsmart the enemy. Guys, I reviewed the early access version of this back in 2013. It was one of my first ever worth a buy videos, and I'm revisiting this a bit late, I know, but I'm revisiting this because of 2 reasons. Firstly, I'm sick of zombie survival frickin' games, and guess what? The next game I'm doing after this is DayZ Revisited. Or DayZ, sorry, it's DayZ, Mac, that's DayZ, alright. So, I've got that to do, but I thought I need a change. I need something to just, before I resign and just say gaming sucks, I need to do something that I know is good. And I loved this game when it came out in alpha, and I'm dying to see what's been added since then, because I've sunk over 20 hours into this game. It is one of the best games I've ever played. It's a bit like Creeper World and Harvest Massive Encounter. It's not so much a tower defense game, it's a top-down strategy game, and it's only $10.99, and it's always in the sales as well. So I mean, if you can't afford $10.99, wait for the sales, but you must buy this game. It's gonna get a thumbs up. I mean, it just is, because it's just so innovative. What you get with this is a game that is so customizable that it'll just keep you playing for hours and hours and hours. It has a long campaign which allows you to earn money to buy new weapons in this, all in game. There's no microtransactions, it's all in game money. But you earn money by playing through the campaign, and that allows you to unlock weapons and abilities and different structures that you can build. And in the campaign, what the whole game is about, you control a squad of 5 soldiers, and you equip them with different weapons, shotguns, flamethrowers, miniguns, rifles, sniper rifles, RPGs, whatever you can afford to buy as you progress through the game, researching and spending your money. You control them with a very slick interface which has hotkeys which you can rebind. And what you do is, you have to, it's Starship Troopers, you have to work your way through the map, annihilating everybody. And the aliens are relentless. They are absolutely relentless. Imagine the Zerg in StarCraft. That's what these are like. They come at you in their thousands, and I'm not exaggerating. You will kill, just on the early levels, you will kill about 4,000 of these to complete a level. It's just mass slaughter. And what I love about this game is, you dare not for 1 second assume that you're in control and that you have them, because what I've seen happen time after time is, as you go and move in on their hives, and that's the object of the game, get their hives defeated, and what happens is, when you kill a hive, you can then jump onto that area, capture it, and it then becomes a little base of your own. The enemy can capture that back by getting aliens onto that base, and if it's undefended, they will take it in about 20 seconds. So you have got to be careful, because I've seen situations where I've had every base bar 1 on the map, and I've moved my troops in for the final base thinking, hey, I've got this. But I hadn't noticed a couple of little frickin' aliens had got past, snuck round, and they were starting to take bases behind me, and by the time I've got there to stop them, they've took it, and then from there they've spread and took other undefended bases behind my lines. You have got to be careful. And also, to add a bit more, well, a hell of a lot more, is we have something called mutations. As time progresses in the game, the aliens will mutate, and they will mutate into some fucking evil things. The mutations are just, some of them are, when you see that mutation pop up, your heart sinks. You just want to cry. There's one of them that, if one of your soldiers dies, he turns into an egg, and he hatches into exactly the same soldier that he was, only fighting for the Zerg. I mean, really, it's awful. When that happens, you've got to get to them eggs and destroy the eggs before they hatch, and that's while you're fighting hundreds of thousands of aliens at the same time, and trying to coordinate airstrikes on them, trying to build turrets, trying to protect bases. All this shit is happening all the time. The aliens move underground, they evolve into really hard armoured things where bullets will just go ha 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 ha. No, No bullets. Bullets aren't going to help you now, sunshine. You need to call in heavy artillery. You can build mortars. You can build siege cannons. You can just armour your base. You've got to set up choke points, ambush points. You've got to just throw every bit of strategic thinking you have at this game if you want to win. And it's fucking amazing, guys. It's got a great soundtrack as well. But that's not all. You have skirmish mode. Now, in skirmish mode, you can change every single parameter of this game. You can set how many hives is going to be on each map, how much money you start with. You can make yourself start with all the money in the world to kit your team out with every best possible weapon and totally annihilate them if you want to. Or you can make it as hard as you want by giving yourself hardly anything. There are crates on the map full of ammo. You can set how many of them are there. There's crates on the map full of points that you can spend money and essentially the in-game currency. You can set which mutations you hate and just say, I'm sorry, that's overpowered, I don't like it, you are not allowed to use that, and you can disable whatever mutations you want. Or if you really like a certain, like a counter-attack mutation, I love that one. That's where after a certain time the aliens will go crazy and just start rushing at your bases. It's insane. I love that one. So you can put in as many as you want, and guess how many mutations there is, guys? There is 33 different mutations. You can either have them all in or just whatever ones you want. It is so customizable. It's a game that has so much depth. You can just spend hours lost in this game. There's 21 different weapons and buildings for you to use. Also as well, when you're playing in skirmish mode, the maps are procedurally generated. So, you know, it's great. And like I said, it's all in real time. It's got a long campaign, and there's just thousands and thousands of enemies to fight. You will love this game if you like anything kind of, think an RTS game with just mass violence. That's what you've got with this. It's one of the best games ever made. It really, really is. If this had been done last year by me, it would have won Game of the Year. Not that it had much competition with all the shite that's been released lately. So there you go. This is Infested Planet. I believe it was made by one guy. You can get it on Steam. I recommend this is your next. If you don't have this, go and buy it. You'll love it. It's got no multiplayer, but it does have a multiplayer scoreboard where there's multiplayer challenges where you are set tasks to beat in a certain time, and whoever does it the best time gets top of the leaderboard, that kind of stuff. It's probably already been hacked by the Russians, but you know. We all know it's the Russians that hack everything. It's everybody. Every time you see an online leaderboard, it'll have at the top, Samson Zavorsky has 10 trillion billion. You know, yeah. Sorry. Stereotype much, Mac? So there you go. Infested Planet, definitely worth a buy.